Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, here with yet another shocking and surprising update on ESO PvP, this time coming from the studio director, Matt Firor, who posted on the forums this morning, January 12, 2022. The question you all want to know is this: will Cyrodiil not lag? Well, maybe, but probably not in 2022, which is frustrating. Let me explain. I'm going to break down the post here, link in the description below if you want more details. Matt's first paragraph, he wants to give us an update on ESO PvP. And considering that they did a gazillion test in 2021, both in Cyrodiil and Battlegrounds, removing the hammer, removing proc sets, doing deathmatch only, it seems like 2021 was just a year to collect data. And basically nothing changed with the lag, if not only got worse. Same thing with Battlegrounds population. Didn't really improve, kind of stayed the same. He talks about those tests and getting data and explains we have a plan moving forward, but it will take some time. This is an interesting first paragraph because it was from Matt, the studio director, not Rich Lambert, the creative director, who is frankly the face of the Elder Scrolls Online, even streaming the game in the evenings. Moreover, this stuck out to me since he just posted a letter in December of 2021 talking about the ESO, NA, and EU data centers and that there was a huge global delay, which I was under the impression nothing would change in 2022 regarding the lag and how servers perform. I imagine what bringing this about is the massive amount of feedback on the forums, YouTube and Twitch by a passionate and small, often heated community. I know I've given a lot. Take a look at the Battleground post from Gina Bruno nearly 2 days ago, removing deathmatch only, which enraged many of the endgame Battleground players. It's ironic that they talk about removing deathmatch only queue and that this was going to be the only change to Battlegrounds, and here we are 2 days later with an update on PvP, which will include Battleground changes. More on that later. Matt goes on in detail to say, we are going to quote-unquote re-architect our server. Then he goes on to give insights into rewriting some of the foundation server code. Most importantly, and maybe for the first time ever, he mentions lag and PvE indirectly. Quote, in order to give everyone a good play experience in high-intensity situations like PvP and trials. The servers, unfortunately, are performing so poorly that's leaking over into trials, and me personally, I experience lags and skill delay when playing solo arenas, and that's the unfortunate but obvious truth. It's this, that the performance problem hampers the entire game at this point, not just isolated to PvP. And maybe this is it. This is why it might get changed, is because it's affecting ESO PvE, and we might finally get some attention on these issues. And for everyone who constantly tells me ESO is a PvE game, maybe that's true now, but that always wasn't the case. Take a look at the initial trailer for the game and how buffs worked in PvE. It worked through obtaining certain buffs inside of Cyrodiil that would extend out to PvE. Your home campaign mattered. PvP, at the beginning of the game at least, mattered, and it was foundational to Elder Scrolls Online. Regardless how you see the game right now, it started as a PvP game. Don't believe me? Watch the trailers, promotion, marketing up to the launch of the game. Next up, Matt explains that the process for the massive server re-architecture and coding will take the majority of 2022. And if I'm being honest, I imagine we won't see any changes in 2022 that will actually improve performance both inside Cyrodiil and Trials. The positive from this is at least they told us at the start of the year, don't expect changes to lag. People can make an informed decision if they want to be a paid customer and keep on supporting the game or wait till it's fixed. Moreover, this level of detail is appreciated, both coming from the studio director along with being 100% transparent on their server and performance issues. This isn't very Zost-like, and I imagine internal discussions about communication being an issue with the player base, as now senior community manager Gina Bruno tweeted out on December 28, 2021, asking, what does better communication mean? So they've probably had some discussions inside and wanted to get something out in front of this because they've just been getting hounded about PvP. And frankly, they needed to. It's a massive part of the game. Whether they want that to be the direction of the game or not, it matters. People love it, and I'm one of them. The downside to all of this is, well, ESO is going to still be laggy, which will now seep into PvE for the next foreseeable future. You can either accept this about the game or move on, but I'd prefer that they deliver the news like this, honest, even if it isn't the answer that I want to hear. Next up is the good and interesting part, which has me optimistic, and that's the quote, "We'll consider additional ways to keep Cyrodiil and Battlegrounds interesting, for example, potential special rule sets or weekend events." This right here is epic, and if they want ideas, I have a catalog of YouTube videos giving them out for free. We need incentives. We need seasonal rewards. We need very minimal development time things like titles, collections, achievements, transmute stones that rivals PvE. I get it, ESO has moved away from PvP, but it's still in your game. Look at Star Wars: The Republic. It's nearly an entire solo PvE experience, and they're still cranking out updates with PvP leaderboards and guild v guild battles. Least we could get is something new and fun to do, especially with the collection system, and collecting the Cyrodiil and Battleground sets takes very little time. The last paragraph up is about the frustration and lack of information about the PvP plans. What stuck out to me in this paragraph is, quote, "We had exhausted all other possibilities," end quote. Meaning this was probably very expensive and they were apprehensive to do this. And I frankly wonder if the Microsoft acquisition of ZeniMax Online Studios had anything to do with this decision. ESO is a cash cow for ZOS and now Microsoft. The game isn't going anywhere, and this type of communication was very long overdue. But what's really going to change?
Our core game has the same, you equip a weapon and you left click and right click to attack or block, respectively, but there's tight timing windows for blocks or for, dodging. In a lot of ways, that's a tech limitation, right? Internet speeds are a lot faster now, and we can reliably have lower latencies. Whereas, and with some of the older MMOs, with some of the classics, there was assumptions like, well, it might be 1 second before you hear back a message, and now if you can imagine playing a sort of a modern shooter in 1,000 milliseconds of ping, like you just turn it off, there would be no point.
When I initially read this, I freaked out excited, but doing my best Sawman UK impersonation, oh hi, I'm a bit skeptical. I'd love to see more things to do, Battlegrounds, IC, and Cyrodiil, but I'm in wait-and-see mode until it happens. Now what for me? Well, I love ESO. I don't enjoy the lag, but I accept it because it's my favorite multiplayer game of all time. I can't recommend this game, frankly, if you're looking for a buttery smooth open-world PvP game. But outside of that, ESO is a 10 out of 10 home run. But what do you think? More of the same here, or super hyped about the future of the game? Leave me a comment on your thoughts. And your boy Deltia will be covering ESO, and especially PvP in 2022, even if it's laggy. Thanks for watching.